Every morning, South Africa wakes up. People go to work, they go to school, they get into taxis, they take care of their families, and they carry on. But behind all of this, millions of people are carrying something that is much harder to see: stress, anxiety, depression, trauma, loneliness, and sometimes pain they cannot even explain. The strange thing is, we are comfortable talking about physical pain. If your back hurts, you say it. If you break your arm, people understand. But when the pain is inside your mind, everything changes. Suddenly, you are afraid of being called weak, crazy, dramatic, or attention-seeking. According to the South African government, stigma and discrimination remain major barriers to people seeking mental health support. Government has also reported that fewer than 30% of people experiencing mental illness receive treatment. Think about that. For many people, the answer is silence. They wake up, go to work, laugh with friends, post on social media, and when someone asks, "How are you?" they say, "I am fine," even when they are not. Psychology helps us understand why this happens. People are shaped by their social environments, and South Africa has an environment where economic pressure, unemployment, inequality, crime, and uncertainty can create enormous psychological pressure. Consider a young person who has been looking for work for months. They watch people their age graduate, buy cars, start businesses, move out, build relationships, and every day, social media gives them another opportunity to compare their life with someone else's. This is where economics and industrial sociology become important. We often talk about unemployment as a number, but behind every unemployment statistic is a person, someone who wants independence, someone who wants to provide for their family, someone who wants to feel useful. Work is not only about money. Work can provide identity, routine, social connection, purpose, and status. So when someone loses access to work, the consequences can go beyond their bank account. It can affect how they see themselves. Economic pressure becomes psychological pressure. Psychological pressure can become social withdrawal and eventually silence. There's also the way we understand strength. Especially for men, strength can mean providing, protecting, enduring, never complaining. But what happens when you are struggling with something that cannot be fixed simply by working harder? You are told to be strong, but nobody explains what strength should look like when you are hurting. Culture also matters. For some South Africans, the first place they turn to is family. For others, church. For others, traditional or spiritual support. And for others, professional psychological help. These approaches do not always have to compete. The real problem is when someone is suffering and every environment tells them to remain silent. So what can we actually do? We need to make mental health conversations normal. Parents can ask their children how they are feeling, not only how they performed at school. Friends can ask deeper questions, not just, "Are you okay?" but "How have you really been feeling lately?" Workplaces can treat psychological well-being as part of occupational health. Schools can teach young people about stress, trauma, anxiety, and depression. Churches and community organizations can create spaces where people can speak without immediately being judged. And if someone tells you that they are struggling, you do not always need to fix them. Sometimes you simply need to listen, because asking for help does not mean you are weak. It means you recognize that something needs to change. South Africa has serious economic and social problems, but we cannot build a healthier society while pretending that psychological well-being does not matter. Maybe the biggest problem is not that South Africans do not want to talk. Maybe too many people have simply learned that silence is safer, but silence has a cost, so perhaps we need to redefine strength. Strength is not pretending that nothing hurts. Strength is not suffering alone. Sometimes strength is saying, I am not okay. And sometimes strength is being the person who stays long enough to listen. This is South Africa Talk, academic thinking, youth leadership, real South Africa. No sugarcoating. Please subscribe and let's start the conversation.